Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality with DVD. How you doing? And speaking of how you doing, boy, Wendy would have a field day with this. All the people who drag Wendy, you wrong, you trying to take a black man down. When she had the on Diddy, aka P Shitty, from the beginning. Okay, NBC. I told you I was going to come back with the charges, didn't I? Oh, by the way, like, comment, and subscribe when you come on in this house. Let me know you're thinking about me. All right. Now, here's the charges, and I told you that I would let you know what I know when I find out. Sean P. Diddy Combs arrest, live updates, freak-offs at the center of X trafficking, put an S in front of it, racketeering, arson. Got you guys. Don't you remember that it was stated that he had Kid Cudi's car exploded? I'm thinking that's what that's from, allegedly. Now remember, everything is alleged, and in my opinion, and this is for entertainment purposes only. This is under fair use. Okay. Now, it also says that he, in those F-offs, those are coerced XX, allegedly orchestrated and recorded by Diddy. Now, that is also considered pornography, okay? In case you didn't know. Now you know. Combs is also faced with a wave of lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct within the past year. He has denied any wrongdoing. Now, we know that that's not all wrongdoing. Accused ex-trafficker Sean Diddy Combs is in the serious risk of flight and poses a significant risk to obstructing justice from federal authorities, which is probably why they went on ahead and arrested P. Shitty. The music mogul has a long history of seeking to bribe and illegally influence witnesses. Yep. I can see that. Federal prosecutor said is in a 16-page letter to the court asking for Combs to be remanded into custody immediately. Guys, this is until trial. That means if he's remanded to custody, that means he'll be in federal prison. There are simply no conditions that would ensure the defendant's efforts wouldn't be to obstruct the justice, tamper with witnesses, and coerce other witnesses. Coercion, which is what he's known for doing, right? Says the judge. Prosecutor said they worry about nothing that could stop the defendant from acting out violently in this case. Now, we remember that Diddy has a jet, a private jet. So he could do anything with that private jet. And I'm assuming, again, that that is also one of the reasons why they are having strict bail conditions. Now, his charges, the alleged charges that are against Diddy in this government conspiracy, he faces up to 15 years to life in prison if convicted, allegedly making his flight risk due to his $1 billion net worth. $1 billion net worth. Hours and days of XX, known as ECOFs. This is also what he's accused of, and we talked about that earlier in the article. But, of course, for some reason, articles love to repeat themselves. So I'm just reading this directly from the article. And these things are at the core of his accusations, which is mostly the ex-trafficking and the domestic use to his defendants, which probably includes a myriad of women. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams mentioned EGOS at least 5 times in an 18-minute meeting with reporters. Combs allegedly planned to control X performances, which are called off-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. So what are we thinking? They know that this to be true because when they raided his home, they got those tapes. And you can't tell me no different. Okay? The F-off sometimes lasted for days, involving multiple commercial. See, I almost trying not to say X with an S in front of it. I said commercial. Well, I could say commercial. Okay? And, remember, Cassie stated that she had been drugged, okay? Put an R there. Where I say Doug, put a DR in front of that. And using narcotics such as ketamine, ecstasy, GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. Federal prosecutors claim that they seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Oh, excuse me for laughing at that. I don't know why that was funny to me because ain't none of this funny. But that was funny. Okay. Excuse me. Federal prosecutors claim they seized more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and other lubricants from Combs' home during their seizure of his home. And these XX. Federal prosecutors put on display images of weapons seized during the raids of Combs' home, including several high-capacity firearms. 2 of the 3 AR-15s taken from Combs' home were in his bedroom closet in Miami. Now, he probably was, threatening people with those allegedly, where they had been broken down into parts along with magazines and ammunition loaded with them. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said, pointing at the large pictures and weapons, serial numbers AR-15s had been defaced, the prosecutor said. You know what that means? Right, serial numbers erased, I believe. Hey, I'm not a criminal. I don't know, but I've seen and heard of people who try to wax off the serial numbers or whatever you call it. What you call that when you sandpaper off of them? Anyway, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams rejected any hints that Combs could be in danger. Oh, okay, when he's behind bars while responding to a question from Jeffrey Epstein's suicide in jail. We are concerned with anyone's safety whenever they are detained prior to trial. It's a part of the obligation, Williams said. But I do not draw any sort of connection between Jeffrey Epstein's suicide, which I just said. I ain't monetized. Anyway, and I just try to say it, those words to cover them up when I do get monetized. By the way, I'm only 400 views from being monetized. Help a sister out with that. Moving right along. Defended while they are detained in pretrial hearings. Our position is that the pretrial detention is warranted for Combs under the law and is based on facts of the case. Now, y'all know how I feel about P-shitting, right? Go back. Tisa Tells is not the only one who had her foot on his neck. Just because I'm a small content creator, that does not mean that I didn't have my foot on his neck from the beginning. I am very, very surprised that there are no ERDA charges in this that I can see. I didn't see any listed here or alleged ERDA charges. Let me see. It says, in addition to employing drugs and elements of his business enterprises to control victims, Combs also used physical violence. I just talked about that, to keep women under his control. On numerous occasions, Combs, I bet you that's on tape. I bet you. Dollars to donuts, that's on tape. On numerous occasions, Combs will assault women by punching them, dragging them, throwing objects at them, kicking them. 3-count indictment against the music mogul. Now, I am so... See, Cassie smart. So what she did was she got all her dough out of him before she cooperated with the federal prosecutors. Smart. Because she knew She knew that all these things were on tape, number one. And number two, she knew his ass was about to go down. Okay? So that now I see why she waited up until that moment. Because I was like, why did she wait until that particular moment? Because in some way they probably had reached her and, was saying that they were investigating him. And she was like, I better go get a little access to the mud. Shout out to Sweet Tea. Okay. In May of this year, Combs apologized for his violent behavior in a video that surfaced of him beating his ex-girlfriend Cassie in 2016, matching the description of the exact incident that she had told in her lawsuit. At the time, he said his behavior on that video was inexcusable. The 3-count indictment against Combs includes alleged criminal acts of 16 years in the court documents. 16 years. The racketeering count covers alleged acts committed from the defendant since 2008, while ex-trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution started in 2009, court papers show. Combs changed his public name and persona to Diddy in 2005, dropping the P. All right, guys, that's what I have. That's what's being reported by NBC News. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button, and you'll be notified when I upload a video. Now, all I can say before I close and chunk up the deuces is that Sloan Bella, baby, don't sleep on those psychics, because she said that it was coming down the pipe. And next thing you could be looking forward to, allegedly, I would say, would probably be some things that Mr. Jay-Z is up to and Mr. Dame Dash. Let's be looking out for that. And like I said, also don't forget that he covered up, by paying people off to keep quiet, allegedly. And he used his businesses to, cover up a great deal of his abuse, commercial, sex trafficking, and many, many other things. Now, this is a lot, people. And it's really sad, because at some point I did like him, but for some reason I started feeling things differently. I think it was more so when I started really feeling things differently for him is when people kept saying that he had murked my guy, Pac. So, like I said, Pac's family is taking it very seriously as well. Remember that video, go back and look at that. And they do really suspect that he may have had something to do with that. It's getting real serious, y'all. But anyway, let's keep the victims in our thoughts and send them positive energy. And with all that said, I'm going to close and chunk up the juices.